You've said it many times that many of the symptoms of mental disorders are often just a response to life struggles. What we consider now symptoms of mental disorders are really just a normal response to the challenges of life.
Well, about 5% of people in any population, and this number is pretty consistent around the world, 5% of people have a very severe, clear-cut mental disorder. And by and large, throughout the world, they're neglected. There's a cruel paradox that the people who can be clearly diagnosed, clearly defined, and definitely, desperately need help tend to be those who least get it. In America, about 25% of people get a diagnosis in any given year, and 20% of people are on medication. So there's this tremendous gap between the 5% who definitely need it and people at the edges of the 25% who are dealing with the aches and pains and problems of everyday life, the situational stresses. I think that 20% of people in the U.S. get a psychotropic drug each year, 20%. Nearly the 5% of people who desperately need it often don't because there's no access to treatment. They wind up homeless on the street.
Wow.
It's clear to me that 20% of the population don't need a psychotropic drug, but probably more than 5% do. So somewhere between 5 and 20%, we have lots of people who are on medication for a situational problem. They went to the doctor. He started them on an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety drug. They got better within a month, and they think it's the medicine that made them better. But very often it was time. Watchful waiting, placebo effect would have had the same effect. But once you get better, you misattribute your success to the drug. And many people stay on medication for decades, lifetime, who don't need it. On the other hand, the psychiatric drugs all have withdrawal symptoms or can have withdrawal symptoms. They don't always do with every person, but they can. And if you try to stop the medication too abruptly without supervision and you get symptoms, you'll think, oh, the medicine prevented this, not realizing that it's withdrawal symptoms, not a relapse.